What are some of the things that you had to face in getting stories? Was it guns being pulled on you, or being near bombs, or what kinds of things happened?
Well, a typical day, like for me, I would wake up in the morning, and either before I head out, I hear an explosion, and I would be like running, trying to get to there, and take a cab and get to there and try to see what happened. Or if nothing happened, of course, I get out and carefully look on all sides, on like the houses, and see if people are watching, if somebody is following me, if a cab is like, going back and forth, trying to, waiting maybe for me to get out and hire this cab driver to take me to work. So I try to avoid like, taking a cab right from my home. I would get into the main street and then take the cab. You go to work, and you just hope that you are not stuck in a traffic jam where maybe shooting will start, or maybe a car bomb would explode. So you are lucky, you get into the office. Again, you look around before you get in, try to see if somebody is maybe with phone, like filming you, or trying to see where you get in, or trying to follow you. So you just make sure that all of these things are done with, and then you go to the office, you discuss what you want to do during the day, and then you start your day. And of course, like when you go and interview somebody, for example, your phone is, you turn off your phone, or you put it on silent. And at the same time, another female journalist gets killed, and it's all on the news that a female journalist was found killed, or slaughtered, or whatever. And I get all these like 20 calls from my family being like, are you okay? Thinking maybe it was me. And if I am in the middle of an interview, I don't answer the phone, then they are like, all worried that, this person must be her. It's a social stigma for women to work in Iraq as a journalist first, and extra if she works with a foreign organization, media organization. And then extra if she works with a male journalist. Like I go out and have an assignment, I have to take a reporter or a photographer with me. That is that is considered a social stigma. And also like having to go and deal with all these like Iraqi officials. Like first you have, of course, as a journalist you have to be nice, professional, yes, but also sort of like nice and take it easy. And then you are, like you ask to visit the prison, for example. You are promised that if you call after 12, after midnight, then they'll give you like, when your interview will be set up. Or, let's discuss that on dinner. Can I take you out, for dinner? And so you'd have to deal with all these things.
I think that kind of happens here too.
Yeah, but like it's on a wider scale in
yeah,
Iraq, and so I had to either end the relationship with with that institution, Ministry of Interior it was, or or go to dinner with this person. So and so this is like one of the really conflicts that makes you wonder at the end if it is all worth it. I was almost kidnapped in one of my trips with a reporter going to Abu Ghraib prison.
Come on, you got to follow up on that, Sandra. Come on, you got to give us details, right? Yeah. You were almost kidnapped. Tell us what happened.
I was going to Abu Ghraib prison to cover the story of these Iraqi families who come from all over the country to see if they can see their imprisoned ones, or like if they know something about them, or they are in this prison. But anyway, so we talked to a couple of journalists, and then the U.S. Army, of course, they didn't let us go into the prison, inside the prison, but we were talking to the Iraqi families. So the U.S. Army said, come in, we want to talk to you, what are you doing here? So we go in, and a couple of minutes, we just said, we are just doing this, and they let us out. But apparently some people saw us in that situation, going inside the base, the military base, and then coming out. So they thought we had some kind of a deal with them. And it was our driver who was waiting for us in, on the other side, who saw that there are people communicating and making phone calls to another car parked next to our car. And they were following us, and by the time I was almost close to our car, the driver waved for me, like saying, you know, we have a sort of a code, you know, that is like something like, if something happened, I say this or I do this, and you know. And so we got into the car very fast, and we drove, but the car followed us, and it was like one of the really most scary situations in my life, where you are like, oh my God, like, you know, you are thinking, you are feeling that these are your last minutes of being alive, and you think, oh my God, you know, my kids and, you know, my family, my mother who told me that, and like, you know, you think about all of these things. And in terms of, you know, talking about women, I strongly feel that they were even more upset because it was a woman who was with a foreign photographer, an American photographer, wearing jeans, because you know, for a long time I refused to wear the scarf and the outfit. And going inside a military base and communicating with the US soldiers. And so, yeah, that's one of the difficulties. Refugees, the Iraqi refugees, is very undercovered. I don't know why. Like, really, really sad stories. Second, construction, and how much, like, we hear about construction in Iraq, and how much money is being taken and stolen in the name of reconstruction, and nothing is reconstructed. The surge and what it means, like, and why a lot of people think that the surge is like when the U.S. decided to send extra number of troops to help securing the country, and you know, it's now it is labeled succeeded or successful, and it is not. That is also, you know, everybody's saying, yes, it is getting better in Iraq, now the civil war is over, but it's not. The Iraqi oil, and how much of the Iraqi oil is being taken from us. We don't have any revenues, and the little revenue we have is unclear where it is going. So that is, I would do, you know, these stories if I get a chance to go back. Yes, there are not as many bombs, not as many people being killed, which is good. But again, this is not normal. The minute they are going to leave, they're going to be like huge battles between the two sects, and even like between the other, like the minorities and the Christians. So I guess that's the reason why you think the surge is working.